Welcome to Tactical Reviews for a look here at the updates for a couple of Fenix EDC lights. So the very small E03 keychain light, the original E35, and we now have those updated to the E03R V2 and the E35R. So in this case, the most simple update is the fact that the E35 has now got a built-in recharging port. We'll look at that in more detail. The E03R has actually grown up. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at what you gain for the extra size. So here, looking very directly at the size of the E03R and the E03R V2, there have been some questions about whether this has grown up a bit too much to be a keychain light. Well, it's still smaller than a car key, and you do get some very nice features, so that's something you'll have to look at yourself and make that decision. For me, the extra features really are quite a step up. So basics, it's an aluminium cased light with a keychain attachment and the built-in Usbc charging port. So as well as the size increase, you'll see the V2 has got an illuminated ring around the power button, and in the instructions this is actually referred to as the breathing light, and for me that's really the practical purpose of that. Is it's a locator beacon for this, so if you're in unfamiliar surroundings and you want to be able to find the light, instead of leaving it on a low mode, you actually do have a very nice option for a locator. So I'm just going to put the original aside now. So for that one, a quick double tap and that activates what's termed the breathing mode. Here it starts off with a pulsing red light. If you tap it again, that changes to a green pulsing light, and once more, and you get a cycle between the red and the green. This is a little bit faster and more attention grabbing. Personally, I like the slow red glow, which is absolutely fantastic as a gentle locator. That gets turned off exactly the same way as all the other modes, which is a press and hold. I'm not going to bother with the lock just while we're looking at it here, but if I press and hold, we get the last used mode remembered. We can cycle through those, press and hold to turn it off, press and hold, and it's remembered that mode. If you press and hold it long enough to go off, it then goes into the red. Now this is remembering from the short video I recorded the flashing red, and tap again and we get steady red. Moving now on to the E35. When I originally looked at this, one of the disappointing things for me was the lack of the Usbc charging port. Thank you, Fenix, you've rectified that nicely. So the E35R includes the USB-C charging port, and it's also had a magnetic base added. Other than that, it's very similar size, as you can see, to the original, and it uses a 21700 cell as well. Just coming in even closer. Something I've done just for the video here actually with the pocket clip is I've pushed it off to the side so that it'll sit with the writing and the button facing up. And in general handling, I actually always align the pocket clip completely opposite the button. which gives me indexing in my hand so that I can feel the pocket clip and I know that's where the button is. This is something, the low profile button here is extremely difficult to locate if you're wearing gloves or your hands are very cold, but by moving the pocket clip opposite, it gives you that indexing. But for the video I'm just keeping it this way around. So, USB-C charging port in the head. This extra sort of bump on the tail cap, but still so that you can tail stand, and that includes a magnet. Very much like the previous models with the illuminated center of the switch. If you tap it, it will tell you here the steady green light before it goes off is telling us that's high charge, so maybe not 100, but definitely mostly charged. We've got a TIR optic and this bronze coloured bezel matching the power switch, and the lockout here, instead of having to wait, you just double tap and you get a couple of flashes to tell you that that's activated. And now if you try to do anything, all you get is a warning that it's locked out, so you're not going to melt any pockets or accidentally end up with no power. A quick double tap again and it comes on into eco mode. Press to cycle through the modes. Press and hold to turn off. And let's just take a quick look inside. So in this case, especially when you have the charging in the head, instead of removing the tails, it actually unscrews at the head end. So you can see the contacts in the head with the reverse polarity protection pads. Is our standard 21700 cell, and because this model has the built-in charging, the cell doesn't have the charging built into it, which would be my preference, especially for higher performance. And then all we've got inside the very simple body is the connection spring at the bottom. So there we have the E35R with the partnering updated E03R V2, and in the full review you'll see the actual output testing traces to see exactly how these measure up. Thank you for joining me, and remember, get informed, be prepared, stay sharp.